Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn the topic about regarding generating functions. So there are four kinds of generating function. Let us see what are they. The first one is moment generating function, and the second one is cumulant generating function, and the third one is characteristic function, and the last one is probability generating function. What is the use of learning this generating functions is to find the various moments like mean, variance. We can find that moments instead of using the expectations, we can find using this moment generating functions, So let's see the first moment generating function. What is the first one is moment generating function. Moment generating function. Simply we can write it as MGF. So let's see the definition of this moment generating function. Definition: if x is a random variable, then the moment generating function is defined and denoted with probability function f of x is given by mx of t is equal to expected value of e power tx. So this is the main definition of the moment generating function. Mx of t is equals to expected value of e power tx. Here there are two cases to write the moment generating function. Here we are saying x is a random variable. If x is a discrete random variable or x is a continuous random variable, how to write the moment generating function? There are two cases. First case is summation over x e power tx f of x. This is the case where or when x is a discrete distribution. And one more case is integral e power tx f of x dx. Here if x is a continuous distribution. And here you can see the t is a real time parameter, and t is always lies between minus h and plus h, where h is any positive number. T is a real time parameter and t lies between one positive numbers. That positive numbers generally we are taking as what here? H here. Now let us consider the definition of moment generating function. What we have written: mx of t is equals to expected value of e power tx. We know that e power t expansion, we all know e power t expansion can be written as 1 plus t square by 2 factorial plus t cube by 3 factorial plus so on like this. So now e power t expansion I know, so I can expand this e power tx also in the same format e power t. So what we get for the moment generating function? Mx of t is equals to expected value of e power t. Same e power t, in place of t what we have is tx. So wherever t is there in the above expansion, just take tx. So what we get? 1 plus tx plus t square x square by 2 factorial plus t cube x cube by 3 factorial plus so on plus t power r x power r by r factorial plus up to so on like this. Now expand this. So we all will get expected value of 1 plus expected value of tx plus expected value of t square x square by 2 factorial plus so on plus expected value of t power r x power r by r r factorial plus so on. The next is so we know that expected value of constant is always a constant. Expected value of constant is always a constant. Expected value of a constant is always a constant. So here see the last previous equation. So 1 is a constant number. Already we told that t is also as in a constant number. So t also, expected value of t is also a constant. So t I can take expectation of outside. So like that all t's will come outside of the expectation. Only the variable, what is the variable we have? X is the variable. X will be there inside of the expectation. So this is expected value of constant is always a constant. So I can use that moment generating function as 1 plus t expected value of x plus t square by 2 factorial, because t is a constant. So what is there inside is expected value of x square plus so on plus t power r by r factorial into expected value of x to the power of r plus so on. So next is, we know that what we know is expected value of x is nothing but, using the moments I can write mu1 dash, and expected value of x square I can write it as mu2 dash. Like that expected value of x power r also I can write it as what here, mu r dash. Substituting all this in the above case, so we get mx of t is equals to 1 plus t. What is expected value of x? Nothing but mu1 dash plus t square by 2 factorial. The expected value of x square is mu2 dash plus so on. T power r by r factorial is nothing but what we'll write it as, mu r dash. This simply I can write it as summation r is equals to 0 to infinity t power r by r factorial into mu r dash. Now let us substitute r is equals to 0 here. What we get? T power 0 by 0. Anything power 0 is 1 and 0 factorial is always 1 and mu 0 dash is always 1. So the first value is 1. Let us say r is equals to 1. What you get? T power 1. T power 1 is t by 1 factorial is 1 and mu1 dash. You will get the like this. So this whole thing I can write like this. So this is mx of t. To find this, one more formula for moment generating function to find the moments, mu1 dash, mu2 dash, like this. Now next go to the next part of this. Let us consider this is equation number 2. Equation number 2. Now here mu r dash, where mu r dash can be written as expected value of simply the x power r. Just now we have seen mu r dash is nothing but expected value of x to the power of r. This can be written as summation x to the power of r f of x if x is a discrete case, integral x to the power of r f of x if x is a continuous case. You can expand mu r dash using these formulas. One is discrete case, the other one is the continuous case. Now here the moments of x about origin about origin. These are the movements of x about origin. R is nothing but the origin we are taking. Movements of x about this origin. Thus we have seen that. Thus we see that the coefficient. What is the coefficient we have in this? This is the coefficient. Mu r dash coefficient is what here? T to the power of r by r factorial in mx of t gives mu r dash. Gives mu r dash. What is this? Mu r dash is nothing but this we are finding the movements about origin we are finding. Movements about origin. So since mx of t generates movements. Mx of t generates movements. So here mx of t is generating the movements. What are the movements? Mu1 dash, mu2 dash, like that. So it generates the movement. So that is the name. It is known as movement generating function. Movement generating function. So simply we can write mgf. So this is what the definition of the movement generating function. How the name it has come, movement. So it's generating the movements. That is the reason its name it has given as what here? Movement generating function. So let's see the properties of movement generating function here. So properties of movement generating function. Properties of movement generating function. There are various properties we can see using this movement generating function. We will see one by one what are the properties are existing for the movement generating function. Let's see the first property of the movement generating function. Property number 1. Property 1. So what is the property 1? Let's see the proof. Let's see what is the statement we are taking. mcx of t is always equal to mx of ct, where c is a constant. Now we have to prove this. So let's do the proof for this one. So proof. By definition of MGF, what we are taking from the definition of MGF, which is nothing but mx of t can be written as expected value of e power tx. So let us consider the LHS of the statement. Let us consider the LHS. What is the LHS we have here? This is what your LHS and this is what your RHS. So let us consider the LHS. What is the LHS? mcx of t is your LHS. Now compare the definition and the given LHS. What we have here, mx of t can be written as like this. But in place of x, what we have here, cx. So same way, this I can write it as expected value of e power t. In place of x, what I have here, cx. So this can be written as expected value of t into c or c into t. The same way, 2 2s are 2 3s are 6, 3 2s are 6, like that I am writing this. So this I can write it as ct into x. Now this I can write it as, same I am using the formula here, e power tx can be written as what? mx of t here. So here x is x place, in x place x is there, but in t place what I have here, ct. So wherever t is there, I can replace that t as what here? Ct. So this can be written as mx of Ct. So this is what your RHS. So hence we have proved. Hence proved. So let's see the second property. Property number 2. So what is the property number 2 is the statement I am writing here, the MGF, the moment generating function of the sum of a number of independent random variables is equal to the product of their MGFs. That is, if x1, x2, so on, xn are n independent random variables, then the MGF, moment generating function of their sum x1 plus x2 plus up to so on xn is given by mx1 plus x2 plus up to so on xn of t must be equal to mx1 of t into mx2 of t into so on mxn of t. What does that mean is, the sum of the independent moment generating function is always equal to their product. This is what the statement they have given. The MGF of the sum of a number of independent random variables is equal to the product of their. See here, the moment generating function of the sum of number of independent random variables is equal to the product of their MGFs, moment generating function. Let's see the proof for this one. Proof. By definition of MGF, what we have from the definition of MGF is mx of t is equals to expected value of e power tx. Expected value of e power tx. Now same way, let us consider this is LHS and this is RHS part. So let us consider the LHS part. LHS part I am considering here. What is our LHS part? M x1 plus x2 plus so on xn of t must be equal to, compare this with the definition. So instead of x, what I have here, x1 plus x2 plus up to so on xn. So this can be written as expected value of e power t x1 plus x2 plus so on xn. Now open the bracket. So what we get is expected value of e power t x1 plus t x2 plus so on t xn. So this can be written as expected value of e power t x1, because bases are same, the powers should be added here. So I am separating the powers here. So So this can be written as e power tx1 into e power tx2, so on e power txn. Why I am writing here? Since in the statement it has given xi's are independent. It's given in the statement. Xi's are the number of independent random xi's are independent here. So if xi's are independent, I can write here. So this can be splitted as expected value of e power tx1 into expected value of e power tx2 into so on expected value of e power txn. Now see the definition of this. If it is expected value of e power tx, this can be written as like this. Now instead of x, what I have here? x1 here. So this can be written as that can be written as mx1 plus x2 plus up to so on xn of t can be written as from here expected value of e power tx1. Using the definition I am writing like this. So what we get is mx1 of t. The second one we get it as mx2 of t and so on. The last is mxn of t. This is what your RHS. So therefore the sum of independent MGFs is equal to the product of NGFs. So this is what the proof of the second property. Very, very, very important of this property. Now we will see the next property. Property number 3. Effect of change of origin and scale of MGF. Effect of change of origin and scale of MGFs. So now see this. So before that, let us consider x to the new variable as u by changing its origin and scale. That is let u is equals to x minus a by h, where a is the origin and h is the scale here, and you may take where a and h are constants. Now by definition of MGF, what is from the definition of MGF? We have mx of t is equals to expected value of e power tx. Now we are changing x as u. So wherever x is there, just substitute the u. So this I can write it as mu of t. So this will become as expected value of e power tu. This is expected value of e power t. But what is u? U is nothing but x minus a by h. Just substitute that x minus a by h. After substituting this, just expand this. So what we get? Multiply t with inside the value. So we get tx by h minus. The next part is ta by h. So now open the brackets. So what we get is mu of t is equals to expected value of e power tx by h into e power minus ta by h. At the starting I already told that t is a constant, and now in the property 3 we have seen a and h are also constant. Now this whole term will become as a constant. So I can take this whole term outside of the expectation, because we know that expected value of constant is a constant. So this become as expected value of e power tx by h into expected value of e power minus ta by h. So this I can write it as expected value of e power tx by h into this whole thing is a constant. So minus e power ta by h. So this is e power minus ta by h into expected value of e power t by h into x. I am writing t by h into x as separate. So I can use the definition of the moment generating function here. So this can be written as e power minus ta by h into mx of t by h. Using the definition I am writing this moment. This is what effect of change of origin and scale on the moment generating functions. So this is what we have learned about the first generating functions, which is nothing but the moment generating function, and we have seen the various properties of the moment generating functions also. The first property what we have discussed is nothing but the constant. If you consider the constants in a moment generating function, it plays a constant in the RHS also. And the second property what we have learned is, if you consider the sum of independent moment generating functions, it's always equal to their product. And we have seen the third property, which is nothing but the effect of change of origin and scale. Will the effect of change of origin is there in the origin and scale is there for the, yes, it will be affect the origin and scale for the moment generating function. So this is what the first concept of generating function, which is nothing but moment generating function.